Is it possible to be an audiophile on the cheap? We get some good questions. This comes from Lewis in Bristol, United Kingdom. Lewis writes, or Luis maybe, is it possible to be an audiophile with low-cost equipment? Since some people are unable to buy products which are high-end or even mid-range, amongst those myself, I want to know if it's possible that the next leap in sound quality I might be able to have and invest in is some beefy amp from a company like Cambridge with its phono preamp, or could I even go cheaper? I own a Technics SL 1210 5G, a TIAC tape deck, and a Denon DCD CD player, which maybe they're not as interesting as some other products. But I really hope to be able to make the great PS Audio level one day. Meanwhile, what can I do on the cheap? Okay, well, yeah, you don't have to spend money to be an audiophile. I mean, I know people who are audiophiles that have invested a couple of $100 in a really nice set of headphones that they play from their iPhone. I know audiophiles who take a step up and go to our little integrated, this little $600 Sprout. I mean, this and a cheap pair of speakers, like our entire Sprout ELAC system, I think we sell it for $800, $800 or $900. I mean, and that's a hell of a system. That system, which is cheaper than what you're talking about with that Cambridge stuff. If you had a Sprout and a pair of ELAC speakers, that's very audiophile, very listenable. You can hear it's resolving. You can hear differences in music and in content. Oh boy. And then, as I have said more than a few times, go used. There's plenty of used equipment out there that you can get into, slide into, and be happy as hell. But pay attention to Paul's rule of thumb, which is start with the speakers first. Now, your speakers don't have to be expensive, but they have to be musical, okay? They gotta make music. There's so much shit out there. Sorry, Henry, my grandson, doesn't like it. There's so much poop out there for speakers that just they're grating. They honk. It's really sad. It makes me wonder who the hell is designing these things. Who puts all their engineering time and effort into designing a good-looking pair of speakers that sound like dog doo-doo, that do not sound like music. I mean, look, I'm not mentioning any names, and I certainly know my share of people who design to the way they think people want to hear things. I want to design a pair of speakers for somebody who likes that sharp sound, who likes to hear all the highs and the tiz and the frizz, and because they know that when they go to Best Buy or they go to a store and they listen, if you have 10 speakers in a row, that one's the one they're going to pick because they hear all the highs. It isn't till later they get home and realize, I'm getting listener fatigue. I'm not enjoying this over a long period of time. I mean, to me, that's just criminal. Just sell fewer. I don't know. Anyway, end of rant. There's plenty of dog-do speakers in the world, more than anything else I can think of. But there's also tons of excellent sounding, musically good and correct speakers. ELAC, Andrew Jones. Andrew Jones is a great designer. They're in the hundreds of dollars. These Amphions, they're not cheap, but he knows how to make music. I mean, there's plenty of stuff out there. How do you know? Well, When you go to the store, if you're unwilling to read reviews, when you go to the store, bring a piece of music with you. Everybody's got a CD player. So bring a CD that you know represents well-recorded music. Nora Jones, jazz, most jazz recordings of any kind, just a simple trio, Brian Bromberg, Miles Davis. I mean, you know, jazz is typically with natural instruments, so that's a kind of an easy one. Anyway, if you go online and you go, just type into Google, type in PS Audio Paul's Picks, and you'll come up with a list, a page, where here's a whole bunch of suggestions for you. Find something on that, spend the $11 to go out and get the CD, and keep it with you. And then when you go out, you know that that recording should sound natural. So when we play it, if you're, let's say you have Nora Jones, Come Away With Me. There you go. Got that track, right? However you got it. Nora Jones should sound like Nora Jones. She should sound like a person is singing, and the instrument should sound natural. Find a pair of speakers you can afford, used or new, that can do that. And then you're on the right course. It's people try and make it so difficult. It really isn't. That's what you want, and over the long term, you're going to be very happy with that. So, all right, sorry for the rants. Hope that helped. Have fun, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.